Have you ever noticed how some men carry a quiet confidence that seems to grow stronger with time rather than fade away? As the years pass, it's natural to look in the mirror and wonder whether we are still noticed, still valued, or still attractive in the eyes of others. Many men slowly begin to believe that attraction belongs only to youth, that confidence fades with age, and that attention naturally shifts away. But this belief is far from the truth. Attraction does not disappear as we grow older. Instead, it changes shape. It becomes calmer, deeper, and far more powerful than it ever was before. True attraction is not built on youthful looks alone. It is shaped by presence, experience, emotional control, and self-awareness. These are qualities that time does not take away. In fact, time strengthens them. Many men become more appealing as they age, often without even realizing it. What changes is not their value, but the way attraction expresses itself. It becomes less obvious, less loud, and far more meaningful. Attraction often shows up in subtle ways. It reveals itself in how people respond to you, how comfortable they feel around you, and how naturally conversations seem to flow. You may already be experiencing these signs without recognizing their significance. A relaxed smile, an easy laugh, or a conversation that lasts longer than expected may all point to a deeper form of attraction that goes far beyond surface-level appearance. One of the clearest signs of attraction is comfort. When younger women feel genuinely comfortable around you, it is rarely accidental. Comfort shows itself through relaxed body language, open conversation, natural laughter, and a willingness to stay in your presence. When someone feels at ease around you, it means they trust your energy. Younger women are often drawn to men who project calm confidence and emotional stability. These qualities create a sense of safety, and safety is deeply attractive. When a woman listens carefully to what you say, asks thoughtful questions, or shows interest in your opinions, it reflects more than simple politeness. It shows respect. It shows curiosity. And very often, it shows attraction. True attraction does not always come with dramatic gestures or obvious flirtation. Most of the time, it appears quietly. It shows up in ease, openness, and genuine engagement. A man who is not trying too hard to impress naturally stands out. When you are not dominating conversations, boasting, or seeking validation, people feel it. Your presence becomes grounding rather than overwhelming. That quiet assurance speaks louder than any exaggerated display of confidence ever could. Emotional maturity and self-control are incredibly attractive traits, especially to women who value stability and depth. Another important sign of attraction lies in how people respond to your appearance and presentation. Compliments about your clothing, grooming, posture, or even the way you carry yourself are strong indicators that you leave a positive impression. As men grow older, many develop a personal style that reflects their experiences and character. This sense of identity is appealing. It shows that you know who you are and are comfortable expressing it. Whether your style is classic, understated, or quietly refined, it communicates confidence. Grooming plays a major role here as well. A clean haircut, a well-kept beard, or simply looking neat and well-presented sends a clear message of self-respect. These details rarely go unnoticed. They signal discipline, awareness, and pride in oneself. Many women find this level of care extremely attractive because it reflects maturity and emotional intelligence. Eye contact is another powerful indicator. When a woman holds your gaze slightly longer than usual, it often means you have caught her attention. These moments can happen anywhere, in a cafe, at the gym, during a walk, or even in a brief interaction. Lingering looks are rarely random. They often begin with brief eye contact, followed by a pause before she looks away. That hesitation carries meaning. It signals curiosity and interest. Often, the woman herself may not even be fully aware of what she is communicating. But that silent exchange speaks volumes. These moments are not something to feel awkward about. They are quiet compliments. They reflect how your presence resonates on a deeper level. Even without words, a connection is being formed. As men grow older, another shift often takes place. People begin to seek their advice more frequently. You may notice that others, particularly women, turn to you for guidance, reassurance, or help. This happens because experience brings perspective, and perspective builds trust. People sense that you have lived, learned, and grown. This makes your presence reassuring. When someone approaches you for advice, it reflects more than wisdom. It shows approachability and respect. Combined with calm confidence, this creates a powerful sense of reliability. Being seen as dependable, thoughtful, and grounded is deeply attractive. It signals strength without arrogance and confidence without ego. At this stage in life, attraction is no longer about proving anything. It is about being calm, being present, being comfortable with who you are. And when you embody that energy, people feel it naturally. As men grow older, one of the most noticeable changes that takes place is internal rather than external. The need to impress, compete, or constantly prove oneself begins to fade. In its place comes something quieter, steadier, and far more powerful. This shift is often misunderstood, yet it lies at the heart of mature attraction. Confidence at this stage of life is no longer loud or attention-seeking. It does not demand approval. Instead, it rests on self-understanding. A man who knows who he is, what he values, and where he stands carries himself differently. That difference is felt immediately by others. Calm confidence creates ease. People feel more relaxed around men who are comfortable with themselves. Conversations flow naturally. Silence feels safe rather than awkward. There is no pressure to perform, entertain, or dominate. This ease is rare, and because it is rare, it is deeply appealing. Women, in particular, respond strongly to this energy. It signals emotional stability, self-control, and reliability. It suggests that this man is not driven by insecurity or desperation. He is present, grounded, and aware. Life experience plays a crucial role in shaping this presence. Over time, men encounter setbacks, successes, disappointments, and moments of growth. Each experience leaves a mark. A man who reflects on these experiences and learns from them gains perspective. He becomes less reactive and more thoughtful. He learns when to speak and when to listen. His words carry weight because they are chosen carefully. This measured way of engaging with the world creates trust. Trust is one of the strongest foundations of attraction. When people trust you, they feel safe around you. Safety is not only physical. It is emotional and psychological. It means feeling respected, heard, and understood. A man who does not rush to assert dominance or seek validation creates space for genuine connection. That space allows attraction to develop naturally, without pressure or manipulation. Another important element of attraction in mature men is physical vitality. This does not mean striving to look young or competing with younger men. Instead, it reflects a commitment to self-care and balance. When people comment that you look healthy or energetic for your age, they are responding to the way you carry yourself. Vitality shows in posture, movement, and presence. A man who stands upright, walks with purpose, and moves with ease communicates confidence without words. Physical vitality is closely connected to mental clarity. Taking care of the body supports emotional stability and focus. When a man feels strong and capable, his interactions become more grounded. He listens more attentively. He responds more calmly. Others sense this balance, even if they cannot explain it. This combination of physical and emotional steadiness is deeply attractive. Humor also takes on a different role with age. It becomes less about performance and more about connection. When women laugh at your jokes, even the simple or awkward ones, it indicates comfort. Laughter signals that she feels relaxed and safe in your presence. It shows that she enjoys your company. Authentic humor reflects confidence because it does not rely on approval. It comes from being comfortable enough to express yourself without fear of judgment. Shared laughter creates warmth. It breaks down barriers and builds trust. Often, it is not the joke itself that matters, but the emotional experience created in that moment. Laughter allows people to connect without pressure. It opens the door to deeper engagement and mutual understanding. Attraction is frequently communicated through subtle, nonverbal signals. A woman may lean slightly closer when you speak. She may maintain eye contact longer than usual. She may mirror your posture or gestures without realizing it. These behaviors are rarely deliberate. They occur naturally when someone feels drawn to another person. When such cues appear consistently, they signal interest. Awareness of these signals allows a man to respond with confidence rather than doubt. It prevents overthinking and insecurity. When you trust your presence, you stop questioning your value. This confidence reinforces attraction. It creates a positive cycle that deepens connection. What unites all of these qualities is presence. Attraction is not about chasing attention. It is about allowing your authentic self to be felt. When you are grounded and self-aware, people sense it immediately. Experience adds depth to character. Confidence adds clarity to action. Emotional maturity adds strength to relationships. These qualities do not diminish with time. They grow. Many men mistakenly believe that attraction fades with age because they measure it using outdated standards. They compare themselves to their younger years rather than recognizing the strengths they have gained. Youth relies heavily on appearance and energy. Maturity offers insight, stability, and emotional intelligence. These qualities are far more enduring. When a man understands this shift, he stops competing with younger versions of himself. Instead, he begins to embody his current strengths fully. This acceptance changes everything. His energy becomes calmer. His interactions become more intentional. People respond to this change instinctively. Self-respect is another powerful component of attraction. A man who respects himself sets boundaries naturally. He does not seek approval at the cost of his values. He does not tolerate disrespect. This self-respect is felt by others. It communicates strength and integrity. Women are drawn to men who know their worth and act accordingly. Presence also influences how a man listens. Mature attraction is built as much on listening as on speaking. When you listen fully, without interrupting or waiting for your turn to talk, people feel valued. Feeling valued creates emotional connection. Emotional connection strengthens attraction. As men age, they often become more selective with their energy. They invest time and attention where it truly matters. This selectiveness adds to their appeal. It signals that their time has value. When you are not constantly available or seeking attention, people become more interested. This is not manipulation. It is self-awareness. Calm confidence also affects how a man handles conflict. Rather than reacting impulsively, he responds thoughtfully. He remains composed under pressure. This composure is attractive because it reflects emotional strength. It shows that he can navigate challenges without losing control. All of these traits contribute to a sense of reliability. Reliability is deeply attractive. It suggests that this person can be trusted, depended upon, and respected. In relationships, reliability creates security. Security allows attraction to deepen over time. At this stage of life, attraction is less about excitement and more about connection. It is less about appearance and more about presence. Men who understand this stop trying to impress and start focusing on being authentic. Authenticity is magnetic. When you accept who you are, your energy shifts. You become more relaxed. Your posture changes. Your voice steadies. People notice these changes. They may not comment on them directly, but they feel them. Attraction often grows quietly in these moments. This understanding brings freedom. You no longer feel the need to compete or compare. You move through life with confidence rooted in self-acceptance. Others respond naturally to this confidence. Attraction becomes effortless because it is no longer forced. True confidence is built through self-awareness and experience. It cannot be rushed or faked. It develops over time through reflection and growth. Men who embrace this process become more attractive, not less. As you continue to move forward, remember that attraction at this stage of life is about alignment. When your actions, values, and presence align, people feel it. That alignment creates trust, respect, and connection. Mature attraction is quiet, steady, and deeply rooted. It does not seek attention, yet it draws it. It does not demand validation, yet it receives it. This is the power of presence. As men continue to grow older, one of the most significant shifts that takes place is the way they perceive themselves. In earlier years, identity is often shaped by comparison. Men compare their success, strength, appearance, and confidence with others around them. Over time, this habit begins to lose its grip. Experience teaches that constant comparison creates restlessness rather than fulfillment. Mature attraction begins when a man stops measuring himself against external standards and starts understanding his own value. This shift does not happen overnight. It develops gradually through lived experience. Challenges, mistakes, losses, and achievements all contribute to self-awareness. Each moment adds clarity. A man who has faced life honestly carries a depth that cannot be imitated. This depth shows in the way he speaks, the way he listens, and the way he responds to others. People feel this depth instinctively. Attraction at this stage of life becomes less about excitement and more about resonance. It is not about drawing attention but about creating a sense of connection. When a man is aligned with who he is, his presence feels stable. Stability is deeply attractive because it offers predictability and safety. People know where they stand with someone who is stable. There are no mixed signals or emotional swings. Self-acceptance plays a central role in this process. A man who accepts himself does not feel the need to exaggerate his strengths or hide his flaws. He is comfortable being seen as he is. This comfort creates ease. Others feel they can relax around him because he is not performing or pretending. Authenticity removes pressure from interactions and allows attraction to develop naturally. Many men underestimate how powerful self-acceptance truly is. When you stop fighting who you are, your energy shifts. Tension dissolves. Your posture changes. Your movements become more relaxed. Your voice becomes steadier. These subtle changes have a strong impact on how others perceive you. Attraction often begins with how you feel about yourself. Another important aspect of mature attraction is emotional consistency. Emotional consistency means responding in similar ways over time rather than being unpredictable. It means being calm under pressure and thoughtful in conflict. People trust emotional consistency because it signals reliability. Reliability creates security, and security allows attraction to grow deeper. Men who develop emotional consistency are often those who have reflected on their past reactions. They learn from mistakes. They recognize patterns that no longer serve them. Over time, they respond instead of reacting. This level of self-control is deeply attractive because it shows strength without aggression and confidence without dominance. Communication also evolves with maturity. Younger men often feel the need to fill silence or prove intelligence. Mature men understand the value of listening. When you listen fully, people feel acknowledged. Feeling acknowledged creates emotional connection. Emotional connection strengthens attraction far more effectively than charm or appearance. A man who listens with attention and patience communicates respect. Respect is one of the strongest foundations of attraction. When people feel respected, they feel safe expressing themselves. This openness creates intimacy, even in simple conversations. Attraction grows quietly in these moments. Time also changes how men value their energy. As men age, they become more selective with how they spend their time and attention. This selectiveness is not arrogance. It is awareness. When your time has value, others sense it. Scarcity of attention often increases interest. This is not manipulation. It is a natural response to self-respect. Boundaries are another important element of mature attraction. A man who sets healthy boundaries communicates self-worth. He does not overextend himself to gain approval. He does not tolerate disrespect. Boundaries create clarity in relationships. Clarity reduces confusion and builds trust. Trust deepens attraction. Confidence at this stage is no longer about dominance. It is about alignment. Alignment means your actions match your values. When there is alignment, there is integrity. Integrity is deeply attractive because it signals honesty and reliability. People trust those whose words and actions are consistent. Mature attraction also involves a shift in priorities. Instead of chasing validation, men begin to prioritize peace of mind. They value calm environments and meaningful connections. This preference influences how they interact with others. Their energy becomes soothing rather than stimulating. Many people find this energy comforting and attractive. Another often overlooked aspect of attraction is patience. Patience reflects confidence because it shows you are not desperate for immediate results. A patient man is comfortable allowing things to develop naturally. This ease removes pressure from interactions and makes others feel more comfortable. Presence remains one of the most powerful elements of attraction. Presence means being fully engaged in the moment. When you are present, people feel seen. Feeling seen creates connection. Connection fosters attraction. Presence cannot be faked. It emerges naturally when a man is grounded in himself. As men grow older, they often become more aware of their emotional landscape. They recognize what triggers them and what calms them. This awareness allows them to navigate relationships with greater ease. Ease is attractive because it creates harmony rather than conflict. Many men also develop a clearer sense of purpose with age. Purpose gives direction to life. A man with purpose moves intentionally. His actions feel meaningful. Purposeful movement attracts attention because it signals clarity. Clarity is attractive because it reduces uncertainty. Attraction at this stage of life is not about impressing others. It is about being consistent. Consistency builds trust. Trust builds connection. Connection builds attraction. This process happens quietly and steadily rather than suddenly. A man who understands this stops chasing approval. He becomes comfortable standing alone when necessary. This independence is attractive because it shows strength and self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency signals that a man is choosing connection rather than needing it. Gratitude also becomes more prominent with maturity. Gratitude shifts focus from what is missing to what is present. A grateful man carries a lighter energy. This lightness makes interactions more pleasant. People are drawn to those who appreciate life rather than resent it. Attraction is also influenced by how a man handles disappointment. Mature men understand that disappointment is part of life. They do not become bitter or resentful. Instead, they reflect and adjust. This resilience is attractive because it shows emotional strength. Over time, men who embrace these qualities begin to notice subtle changes in how others respond to them. Conversations last longer. Eye contact feels warmer. Interactions feel more genuine. These are signs that attraction is present, even if it is not explicitly stated. Mature attraction is not dramatic. It is steady. It grows through repeated positive interactions. It is built on trust, respect, and emotional safety. Men who understand this stop seeking validation through external markers and start focusing on internal alignment. When internal alignment is achieved, confidence becomes effortless. Effortless confidence is deeply attractive because it feels natural rather than forced. People sense authenticity immediately. At this stage, attraction becomes less about being admired and more about being appreciated. Appreciation feels deeper than admiration. It involves understanding rather than idealization. This depth allows relationships to grow stronger over time. A man who accepts his age accepts his power. Age brings perspective. Perspective brings wisdom. Wisdom brings calm. Calm attracts. As you move forward, recognize that attraction evolves. It does not disappear. It transforms. When you embrace this transformation, you stop fearing age and start appreciating it. Others respond to this acceptance naturally. True attraction at this stage of life is rooted in authenticity, consistency, and presence. These qualities cannot be rushed or imitated. They are earned through experience and reflection. When you embody them fully, attraction becomes a natural byproduct rather than a goal. People feel drawn to you because you are aligned with yourself. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Remember that your value has not diminished with time. It has deepened, and that depth is what makes mature attraction powerful.